What happens when a mafia boss decides you belong to him and your ex shows up to fight for you back on Christmas Eve? Imagine standing 8 months pregnant while two men who've shaped your life clash over your future. One built an empire on fear. The other broke your heart and wants redemption. Get ready for a story where claiming someone isn't just about love, it's about power, possession, and the deadly price of choosing wrong. Picture this. It's Christmas Eve. You're 8 months pregnant, wearing his ring, but your heart's still healing from the man who destroyed you. Then your ex walks through those doors, begging for another chance right as your mafia boss fiancé arrives to make his claim. He doesn't just propose again, he declares war. Prepare to witness what happens when a man who owns half the city decides no one, not even your past, will take what's his. Some claims can never be broken, especially when a mafia boss puts his ring on your finger. My ex thought he could waltz back into my life on Christmas, whispering promises while I carry another man's child. But my fiancé? He's not the forgiving type. He controls an empire built on blood and loyalty, and now he's about to show everyone what happens when you challenge his authority. You won't believe the explosive confrontation that's about to shatter this holiday. They say Christmas is about miracles and second chances. Nobody told me it'd be about choosing between the man who shattered me and the one who rebuilt me with his bare, ruthless hands. I'm standing in this crowded restaurant, 8 months pregnant, feeling my daughter kick against my ribs like she knows something's wrong. My hand rests on my belly, Severin's engagement ring catching the Christmas lights, 3 carats of "You're mine forever" sitting heavy on my finger. Then the door opens, and I see him, Dashiell, my ex, the man who chose his career over our future 2 years ago. He's walking toward me with that same desperate look, the one that used to make me forgive everything. His lips are moving, something about mistakes, about wanting me back, about being ready now. But he's 2 years too late and 8 months too stupid, because Severin Cazador just walked in behind him. My fiancé, the mafia boss who runs half of Miami's underground empire, the man whose baby I'm carrying. And the look on his face? Brother, that's not jealousy, that's ownership. That's a predator who just spotted someone touching what belongs to him. This Christmas is about to get bloody. Hi, my beautiful family. Thank you so much for showing me so much love and support. Listen, if you're already hooked on today's story and you can't wait to hear what happens, then do these 2 things right now. Like and subscribe, so you catch tomorrow's equally amazing story. Let's continue. The restaurant's too loud. Christmas music blasting, people laughing, clinking glasses like the world isn't about to explode. My sister Solen's talking about something, wedding plans maybe. I don't know, but I can't focus because my daughter's kicking like she's trying to warn me. 8 months pregnant and this baby's got better instincts than I do. Tess, you're not even listening, Solen says, reaching across the table. I open my mouth to apologize when the noise drops. Not completely, but enough. That shift when something changes the energy in a room. I turn toward the entrance and my heart stops. Dashiell. 2 years. 2 years since he walked out of my apartment saying his judgeship appointment was more important than us. 2 years since I cried myself sick and rebuilt my life from ash. And now he's here, cutting through the crowd like he belongs in my present instead of rotting in my past. Thessaly. His voice hits me like muscle memory. Smooth, educated. That slight tremor that used to make me think he was vulnerable. Now I know better. You need to leave. My hand drops to my belly. Protective. Solen's eyes go wide. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. He slides into the chair next to me, uninvited. Up close, he looks older, tired. Good. I made a mistake. The biggest mistake of my life. You made a choice. I correct him. And I made mine. You're looking at it. I flash my left hand. Severin's ring catches the light, 3 carats of white diamond surrounded by blood-red rubies. Unmistakable. Expensive. A statement. Dashiell's jaw tightens. You don't know what you're involved in. Severin Cazador isn't who you think he is. Federal Judge Dashiell Constantin. I say his new title like it tastes bitter. Congratulations. You got everything you wanted. Now get away from my table. I want you back. His hand reaches for mine and that's when everything goes sideways. Remove your hand. The voice comes from behind me. Deep, cold, absolutely lethal. Severin. He's standing there in a black suit that probably costs more than Dashiell's car. Flanked by 2 men, I recognize Casimir, his consigliere, and Lazar, head of security. The entire restaurant's attention shifts to us. Severin doesn't need to raise his voice. Authority rolls off him like weather. Dashiell doesn't move his hand. Stupid. This is a private conversation. Nothing about her is private from me. Severin steps closer, and I feel the temperature drop. She's wearing my ring, She's carrying my child, and you're touching what's mine. That's when Dashiell sees it. My belly. The unmistakable curve under my dress. His face goes white, then red, then something ugly I've never seen before. You're pregnant? His voice cracks. 8 months, Severin answers for me, his hand settling on my shoulder. Possessive, protective. And you're done here. Thessaly, you can't, he's a criminal. He runs half the organized crime in Miami. Do you know how many investigations? I know exactly who he is. I stand up, and both men instinctively move to help me. I ignore Dashiell's hand. Severin steadies my elbow. And I know you left me when I needed you most. So yeah, Dashiell. I moved on. With a man who stayed. This isn't over, Dashiell says. But he's talking to Severin now, not me. Man to man. Threat to threat. Yes, Severin says quietly, dangerously. It is, and if you come near her again, if you so much as think her name too loud, I will bury you where no judge's order will ever find you. We clear? The restaurant's completely silent now. Even the music seems quieter. Dashiell looks at me one last time. He's going to destroy you. No, I say. You already tried that. Severin's hand slides to the small of my back, guiding me toward the exit. Casimir and Lazar create a barrier between us and Dashiell. My sister's scrambling to grab our coats, her face pale with shock. As we reach the door, I hear it. Dashiell's voice, not loud but crystal clear. Casimir, I need everything you have on Severin Cazador. By tomorrow. Wait. He said that to know. He was on his phone. I glance back and see Dashiell watching us leave. Phone pressed to his ear. His expression transformed into something calculated and cold. This wasn't a coincidence. This wasn't a desperate ex-boyfriend. This was a setup. And we just walked right into it. Severin's penthouse overlooks Biscayne Bay. All floor-to-ceiling windows, and Miami lights reflecting off dark water. Beautiful. Isolating. A fortress pretending to be a home. I'm standing in that fortress now, watching him pour scotch like the confrontation didn't just happen, and something in me snaps. You claimed me. My voice shakes. Not from fear. From rage. In front of everyone. Like I'm property. He doesn't turn around. He touched you. And that gives you the right to announce my pregnancy to a room full of strangers? To threaten a federal judge? Now he turns. Would you have preferred I let him continue? I would have preferred you trust me to handle my own past. Your past? The scotch glass hits the counter hard enough to crack. The man who destroyed you shows up on Christmas Eve, touches you while you're wearing my ring, carrying my daughter, and I'm supposed to stand there and trust you'll handle it? Yes. I'm shouting now, and I never shout. Because that's what partners do, Severin. They trust each other. They don't perform dominance displays like what? Say it. Like I'm a possession you need to defend. The words hang between us, ugly and true. Severin's face does something complicated, anger, hurt, something deeper I can't name. My first wife, he says quietly, left me for my business partner. They planned it for months, drained accounts, compromised operations, nearly destroyed everything I built. And you know what the last thing she said to me was? I don't answer. She said I never really owned her heart, that she was always his. He crosses to me, stops just close enough that I smell his cologne, cedar, and something dark. So yes, Thessaly, when I see another man touching you, trying to reclaim you, I react. Because losing you would end me in ways that woman never could. The vulnerability in his voice disarms me completely. This is the Severin his enemies never see. The man who wakes up at 3 a.m. to feel my daughter kick. Who reads pregnancy books like battle plans. Dashiell hurt me, I whisper. He chose his career and left me broken. But you put me back together. And every time you act like you own me instead of choosing me, you undo that work. His hand cups my face, thumb brushing my cheekbone. I don't know how to love without claiming, without protecting. It's all I know. Then learn. I lean into his touch. Because our daughter deserves better than a father who can't tell the difference between protection and possession. He kisses me then. Soft, desperate, nothing like the dangerous man from the restaurant. When we break apart, his forehead rests against mine. I'm sorry, he breathes. For tonight. For every time I've made you feel like a prize instead of a partner. We'll work on it, I say. Together. His phone buzzes. Once. Twice. The third time. He pulls away to check it. I watch his entire body go rigid. What's wrong? Casimir. He's reading something on screen, his face transforming back into the mafia boss. He ran Dashiell's background. Federal judge, like he said, but there's more. What kind of more? Severin turns the phone toward me. It's a dossier. Photos, documents, surveillance reports. My stomach drops. He's been investigating my organization for 6 months. And 3 weeks ago, he points to a date. He formally requested surveillance authorization for anyone in my immediate circle. The timestamp is 3 weeks before Dashiell showed up at that restaurant. He knew about us. I breathe. He knew about the engagement. About the pregnancy. He came prepared, Severin confirms. This wasn't about winning you back, Thessaly. This was reconnaissance. He used your emotional connection to get close, to see what I'd reveal, how I'd react, and we gave him exactly what he wanted. I sink onto the couch, my daughter kicking in protest. You threatened a federal judge in public. That's probable cause for an investigation he already has authorization to conduct. Severin's pacing now, predator mode fully activated. He played us perfectly. My phone buzzes. Text from Solène. Dashiell just left me a voicemail. Says he needs to talk about your situation. Should I call him back? He's going after my sister, I say. Turning my family against you. Severin stops pacing. Looks at me with something like respect mixed with fear. If he's willing to weaponize your family, he's not planning a standard investigation. What's he planning? The penthouse door opens. Casimir enters without knocking, the only person allowed that privilege. He's holding a tablet, his expression grim. You need to see this. He hands it to Severin. I watch my fiancé's face drain of color as he reads. When he finally looks up, his eyes meet mine with an intensity that terrifies me. What? I demand. What does it say? Casimir answers. Judge Constantine didn't just request surveillance authorization. He's building a RICO case, racketeering. And his primary strategy, he pauses, apologetic, is flipping witnesses close to Severin. The implications hit me like a physical blow. He's coming after me. Not just you, Severin says quietly. Everyone you love, your sister, your colleagues, anyone who can testify about my operations. This isn't about justice, I whisper. This is revenge. No, Severin corrects, his voice cold and absolutely certain. This is war. I wake up to an empty bed. Severin's side is cold. He's been gone for hours. The bedside clock reads 6:47 a.m. Christmas morning. Some holiday. My daughter's kicking, demanding breakfast. I struggle out of bed, my body heavy and awkward at 8 months. The penthouse is silent except for the distant sound of the ocean. Too silent. There's a note on the kitchen counter in Severin's sharp handwriting. Meeting with the family. Didn't want to wake you. There's breakfast in the warmer. Stay inside today, please. The please is what scares me. Severin doesn't ask. He commands. Please means he's worried enough to be gentle. I'm eating scrambled eggs I can't taste when my phone rings. Unknown number. Hello? Miss Morvan? This is Deputy Marshal Chen. You're being served with a federal subpoena requiring your testimony regarding... The rest of the words blur together. Testimony. Federal investigation. Severin's business operations. Mandatory appearance. I hang up before he finishes. The eggs taste like ash now. My phone rings again immediately. This time it's Solène. Don't hang up, she says before I can speak. Just listen. Dashiell was just here. At your apartment? Solène. It's not even 7 in the morning, he said. Thess. He showed me things. Documents. Photos. He said Severin's organization is responsible for... Her voice cracks. For things I can't even repeat. Money laundering. Extortion. Witness intimidation. He's manipulating you. Is he? Because he also showed me a list of businesses Severin owns. Front companies. And one of them... She's crying now. One of them is the nonprofit where I volunteer, the one that helps trafficking victims. Thessaly. If that's dirty money, then I've been complicit in... Stop. My hand's shaking so hard I almost dropped the phone. Dashiell's a federal judge building a case. He's using you to get to me. To get to Severin. Or maybe he's trying to save you from a man who's going to destroy you. She's yelling now. You're 8 months pregnant with a criminal's baby. What kind of life is that for your daughter? A life, I snap back, with a father who stayed. Which is more than you can say for Dashiell. He left because he was terrified of becoming like his father. Did you know that? His dad was dirty on the take from organized crime for 20 years. Dashiell spent his whole career trying to be different. And then he fell in love with you and realized he was repeating the same pattern. Dating someone connected to... I wasn't connected to anything when Dashiell left me. But you are now. Solène's voice goes quiet, sad. And maybe that's why he came back. Not to control you, To save you. The call ends. I'm staring at my phone, my breakfast threatening to come back up, when a sharp pain shoots through my abdomen. Braxton Hicks. False labor. I've been getting them for weeks, but this one's stronger. I breathe through it, counting seconds. When the contraction passes, I check my purse for my hospital bag checklist. That's when I see it. Something small, black, tucked into the inner pocket of my purse, hidden behind the lining, a listening device. I pull it out with shaking hands. It's tiny, professional grade, the kind federal agents use. Or the kind Severin's enemies would use. My mind races. When was the last time I left my purse unattended? The restaurant last night. Solène borrowed it to get her lipstick. But before that? Severin's office. The car. A dozen different places. Who planted it? And more importantly, what have they heard? I'm still holding the device when my phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. Check your email. You need to see this before you make any more mistakes. D. Dashel. The email contains a video file. Against every instinct, I click it. The footage is grainy. Surveillance quality. It shows Severin in what looks like a warehouse. There are men on their knees, hands bound. Severin's talking to someone off camera, his voice cold and clinical. These are the ones who talk to the feds? He asks. A voice confirms. Yes, boss. Then make an example. I want every rat in Miami to know what happens when you betray the family. The video cuts before I see what happens next, but I don't need to. The implication's clear enough. Another contraction hits. Harder this time. I double over, gripping the counter. This isn't false labor. My water hasn't broken, but something's wrong. The pressure's different. Urgent. I grab my phone to call Severin when there's a knock at the door. Not the doorbell, a knock. Familiar pattern. 3 quick. 2 slow. Solène's knock. I open the door and my sister's standing there, her face red and blotchy from crying. I'm sorry, she says. I'm so sorry. Dashel, he manipulated me. He showed me that video and I thought, but then I realized the metadata was altered. The date doesn't match. It's doctored footage, and I fell for it because I was scared. And, Solène, I cut her off. I need you to take me to the hospital. What? Are you? Another contraction. This one drops me to my knees. Through the pain, I hear Solène screaming, feel her hands on my shoulders, and then I see it. My phone's still on the counter, screen lit up. There's a new text from the unknown number. One more thing, Thessaly. Check your sister's coat pocket. You'll find another listening device. Dashel's been recording everything, every conversation, every secret, and he's coming for all of you. Merry Christmas. The device in my hand, the one in Solène's pocket. We've been bugged, monitored. Every conversation, every plan, every vulnerable moment recorded and weaponized. The contraction peaks and I scream, my daughter demanding to be born into this nightmare. And somewhere in the back of my mind I wonder, what kind of mother brings a child into a war she can't win? The contractions stopped. False alarm. The doctor at the ER said it was stress-induced Braxton Hicks and sent me home with orders to rest and avoid emotional triggers. Like that's possible when your life's a war zone. It's December 26th now, the day after Christmas. The day Severin decided to solve our problems by running. We leave tonight, he says, standing in the bedroom doorway while I pack a bag I don't want to pack. I have a place in the Cayman Islands. Private. Secure. We stay there until after the baby's born. Then we reassess. I fold a maternity dress I'll never wear. That's CEO speak for run and hope the problem disappears. That's tactical speak for protecting what matters most. He crosses to me, takes the dress from my hands. Thessaly, Dashel has federal resources. He has legal authority. He can subpoena you, interrogate you, force you to choose between perjury and betraying me. So you want me to flee the country while pregnant? That's not protection, Severin. That's guilt. Running makes you look guilty. I am guilty. His honesty cuts through everything, of most of what he'll accuse me of. But you're not, and our daughter's not, and I won't let either of you pay for my choices. Our choices, I correct him. I chose you. I chose this life. You don't get to make decisions for me just because things got complicated. His jaw tightens. This isn't complicated. This is dangerous. Dashel's not just investigating, he's weaponizing the law. And the listening devices? That means he's been gathering evidence for months. Everything we've said, every plan we've made. I know. I sit on the bed, exhausted. But running confirms everything he thinks about us. About you. It tells him he was right to come after us. And staying tells my enemies I'm weak. Severin's voice drops. Dangerous. Casimir's already fielding concerns from the families. They're asking why I haven't eliminated the Dashel problem. Why I'm letting a federal judge threaten our operations. Eliminated. The word tastes like poison. You mean killed? He doesn't answer, which is answer enough. If you kill a federal judge, I say carefully, you won't just be hunted by the FBI. You'll be hunted by everyone. There's no coming back from that. There's no coming back from letting him destroy us either. He's pacing now, caged animal energy. You don't understand the politics, Thessaly. In my world, showing mercy looks like weakness, and weakness invites challenges. Then maybe your world needs to change. The words hang between us, impossible and true. Before Severin can respond, there's a knock. Casimir enters, his expression grim. We have a problem, he says. Solenne's downstairs. She says it's urgent. My sister looks terrible. Her hair's a mess, mascara smudged, hands shaking as she accepts the water Casimir offers. We're in Severin's office now, the city sprawling below us through bulletproof glass. Dashel came to see me again, Solenne says. This morning, he offered me a deal. My stomach drops. What kind of deal? Immunity, witness protection, a new identity if I testify about. She looks at Severin apologetically. About conversations I've overheard. Family dinners, things Thessaly's mentioned about your business operations. And Severin's voice is ice, and I told him to go to hell. Solenne's crying now. But Thess, he said if I don't cooperate, he'll investigate me too. The nonprofit where I work, my finances, everything. He'll destroy my life just to get to yours. I cross to my sister, pull her into my arms. He's bluffing. Is he? Because he also said there's going to be a coordinated raid on all of Severin's properties. Tomorrow morning, she pulls back, looks at me with terrified eyes. He told me to make sure you weren't here when it happens. He said, if you're caught in a federal raid while pregnant, if something goes wrong. Her voice breaks. He can't protect you. Protect me? I laugh, bitter. He's the threat. Maybe. Solenne wipes her eyes. Or maybe he really does love you, and this is the only way he knows to save you from. She glances at Severin. From choices you can't take back. Severin's phone buzzes. He checks it, and his entire body goes rigid. Casimir, activate the emergency protocols. What's wrong? I demand. He turns his phone toward me. It's a news alert. Breaking. Explosion at Cazador Shipping Solutions in Port of Miami. 3 dead, multiple injured. Federal investigators on scene. That's one of your legitimate businesses, I breathe. Severin's already moving, pulling on a jacket. Casimir, I want eyes on every property. Full security sweeps. And get our lawyers ready. This is the justification Dashel needed for his raids. Wait. I grab his arm. You think Dashel bombed your own building? I think someone did. And the timing's too perfect. He cups my face. Urgent. Stay here. Don't leave the penthouse. Don't answer calls from numbers you don't recognize. Promise me. Severin. Promise me. Thessaly. I promise. He kisses me, hard and desperate. Then he's gone. Casimir follows, leaving me and Solenne alone in the office. My sister sinks into a chair. This is really happening. A federal judge is coming after you. Bombing buildings. Manipulating me. All because he wants you back. Not wants. I correct her. Needs. For Dashiell, this isn't about love. It's about control. About winning. My daughter kicks. Hard. I rest my hand on my belly. And he's willing to destroy everything to get what he thinks he's owed. Solenne's phone rings. She checks it, goes pale. It's him. Dashel. Don't answer. She answers. Puts it on speaker. Solenne. Dashel's voice fills the room. Smooth. Concerned. Calculated. I'm assuming you've told your sister about our conversation. And I'm assuming she's dismissed my warnings. So let me be crystal clear. That explosion at the port? That's just the beginning. Severin Cazador's empire is coming down. Tomorrow, next week, next month, the timeline doesn't matter. What matters is whether Thessaly and her baby are buried in the rubble with him. You son of a... I start, but Solenne grabs my hand, shakes her head. What do you want? My sister asks. I want Thessaly to leave. Tonight. I have a car waiting. A safe location. Medical care for her and the baby. When Severin's arrested, she can decide whether to testify or invoke her Fifth Amendment rights. But either way, she's not caught in the crossfire. And if she refuses, the pause is deliberate, theatrical. Then I can't guarantee her safety. Federal raids are dangerous. Things go wrong, and pregnant women shouldn't be anywhere near tactical operations. Another pause, especially when there might be armed resistance. The threat's explicit now. Come with him willingly, or risk violence during the raid. You're threatening her baby, Solène whispers, horrified. I'm protecting her baby, Dashiell corrects. From a father who's a criminal and a mother too stubborn to save herself. Midnight, Solène. Have her ready. Or face the consequences. The call ends. My sister looks at me, terrified. Tess, what do we? The explosion cuts her off. Not close somewhere in the city, but loud enough to rattle the windows. Then another, and another. My phone erupts with notifications. News alerts. All of Severin's legitimate businesses, his front companies, his holdings burning. Simultaneously, this isn't an investigation anymore. This is systematic destruction. And somewhere in Miami, Dashiell's watching it all burn, waiting for me to choose. Save myself, or die with the man I love. The raids start at dawn. I watch from Severin's penthouse as black SUVs and tactical vans surround the building. Federal agents in body armor, moving with military precision. It's December 27th, and the sun's barely up, but Miami's already burning. Severin's not here. He's been gone all night, handling the aftermath of the explosions. Casimir stationed 2 guards outside my door, Lazar and a woman named Vesna, who doesn't speak but carries 2 guns I can see and probably 3 I can't. The doorbell rings. Not a knock. The doorbell. Official. Lazar checks the security monitor. Federal agents. They have warrants. For what? Everything. He shows me his phone. The warrant scope is massive. All properties, all documents, all electronic devices. And a separate warrant. For me. Material witness detention. I read aloud. My hands shaking. They're arresting me? Not arresting. Detaining. For questioning. Lazar's already on his phone with someone. Don't say anything without a lawyer present. And Thessaly, they're going to try to separate you from us. Don't let them. The door crashes open. Not unlocked, crashed. Battering ram. 6 agents flood in, weapons drawn, shouting commands that blur together. Hands where we can see them. On the ground now! Thessaly Morvan, you're being detained as a material witness. Lazar and Vesna don't resist. They're professionals. They know fighting federal agents while I'm in the room is a death sentence for me. But I see the calculation in Lazar's eyes. He's memorizing faces, badge numbers. There will be consequences later. They separate us immediately. Vesna and Lazar are cuffed. I'm escorted, not cuffed, but firmly guided toward the elevator. One of the agents, a woman with kind eyes and a hard voice, stays close. Miss Morvan, I'm Agent Rivera. We're going to take you to a federal facility for questioning. You're not under arrest, but you are required to cooperate under the material witness statute. I'm 8 months pregnant. We have medical personnel on standby. Her kindness doesn't reach her eyes. This will go much easier if you cooperate. The elevator ride down is eternal. In the lobby, there are more agents. Neighbors watching, phones out, recording everything. The doorman, Eduardo, who always asks about my pregnancy, looks terrified. Outside, the Miami heat hits like a wall despite the early hour. They're loading me into an SUV when I see him. Dashiell. He's standing across the street, dressed in a suit. Watching. Not hiding. Not pretending. He wants me to see him. Wants me to know he orchestrated this. Our eyes meet. He doesn't smile. Doesn't nod. Just watches as they put me in the vehicle. Watches as his plan unfolds exactly as he designed it. The federal building is fortress-like. All concrete and glass and American flags. They take me through a side entrance, avoiding cameras. The halls are empty. It's barely 6 a.m. They put me in an interrogation room. Not a cell. A room with a table, 3 chairs, a camera in the corner. Someone will be with you shortly, Agent Rivera says. Then she's gone. I sit. Wait. My daughter's kicking, agitated by my elevated heart rate. I try to breathe, to calm down. But my mind's racing. Where's Severin? Does he know they took me? Are Lazar and Vesna okay? The door opens. Not Agent Rivera. Dashiell. He's alone. No other agents. No recording devices visible beyond the camera. He sits across from me, sets down a folder, and for a long moment just looks at me. You look tired, he finally says. You look like someone who bombs buildings and terrorizes pregnant women. My voice is steadier than I feel. Is that what they teach you in federal judge school? I didn't bomb anything. His tone is patient, condescending. But I'm investigating who did. And unfortunately, all evidence points to a war between rival criminal organizations. Severin's enemies are using this opportunity to destroy him. How convenient for your investigation, isn't it? He opens the folder. Inside are photographs. Severin meeting with known criminals. Financial records showing suspicious transactions. Witness statements. I have enough to charge him with RICO violations. Conspiracy. Murder for hire. The list goes on. Then charge him. Why am I here? Because you're the key to everything. Dashiell leans forward. You were a federal prosecutor. Thessaly, you know how these cases work. We need insider testimony. Someone close to the organization who can confirm activities, identify players, corroborate evidence. And you think I'll betray the father of my child? I think you'll protect your daughter. His hand slides across the table, stops just short of touching mine. Testify. Tell the truth about what you've seen, what you know. In exchange, I'll guarantee immunity for you and full custody of your baby. Witness protection. A new life. Away from Severin. Away from a criminal empire that will eventually destroy you both. His voice drops, intimate. I loved you. I still love you. And I know I hurt you when I left, but this is me making it right. This is me saving you from a mistake you can't undo. By forcing me to choose between perjury and betraying my family, by giving you a way out. He pulls a document from the folder. This is an agreement. Sign it, cooperate with the investigation, and you walk away clean. Refuse. He pauses. And you'll be charged as an accessory. Your daughter will be born in a federal facility, and Severin will watch from prison as you lose everything. My hands are shaking. Not from fear, from rage so pure it tastes like metal. You don't love me. You never did. This is about control. About winning. About punishing me for choosing someone else. His mask slips, just for a second, and in that second, I see the truth. You chose a criminal over me. A man who's killed people, ruined lives. And you're carrying his child like it's something to be proud of. I chose a man who stayed, who fought for me, who didn't abandon me the second his career became more important than my heart. I lean forward, meeting his eyes. You don't get to pretend this is noble, Dashiell. You don't get to destroy my life and call it love. He stares at me. Then, quietly, you really choose him. Every single time. The vulnerability vanishes. His face goes cold, professional. Then you're making a tragic mistake. He stands, gathering his papers. This offer expires in 24 hours. After that, you're just another suspect in a criminal conspiracy. He's at the door when the pain hits. Not Braxton Hicks. Real. Sharp. A contraction that doubles me over. Gasping. Thessaly? Dashiell's voice changes. Urgent. He's back at the table. What's wrong? Another contraction. Stronger. I can't breathe through it. The baby. I'll get medical. No. I grab his arm, my vision blurring. You did this. Your stress. Your interrogation. The third contraction peaks, and I scream. Distantly, I hear Dashiell shouting for help, feel hands on me, but all I can focus on is the terrible pressure and the wetness spreading and the realization that this is happening. My daughter's coming. Right now, in a federal interrogation room, because the man who claims to love me couldn't let me go. And as another contraction tears through me, I see Dashiell's face. He's terrified. Not of legal consequences. Of me. Of what he's done. Help me, I gasp. Please. He hesitates. Just for a second. And in that second, I know the truth. He'll let me suffer if it means winning. That's when the door crashes open again. And Severin's standing there, blood on his knuckles, fury in his eyes. Casimir behind him with enough firepower to start a war. Get away from her. Severin's voice promises death. Or I'll show everyone in this building what happens when someone hurts what's mine. The standoff lasts 3 seconds that feel like 3 years. Severin standing in the doorway of a federal building, surrounded by agents, armed and absolutely ready to die for me. Dashiell's frozen between us, his hand still on my shoulder from when I grabbed him. Sir, you need to. Agent Rivera starts. Touch me, and I'll paint these walls with you, Severin says conversationally. His eyes never leave Dashiell. Thessaly, talk to me. Labor, I gasp through another contraction. Real labor. The babies. That's all he needs. Severin's across the room in 2 strides, shoving Dashiell aside like he's nothing. His hands find mine, steady and warm. How far apart? 2 minutes. Maybe less. Her water broke, Dashiell says, recovering. We need to call an ambulance. We need to get her out of this interrogation room you trapped her in while she's 8 months pregnant. Severin's voice could freeze fire. Casimir, clear a path. You can't just… Agent Rivera pulls her weapon. So do 3 other agents. She's in federal custody. You're interfering with… She's in active labor. Severin roars. You want to explain to a judge why you detained a material witness until she went into premature labor? Why you let a federal judge interrogate her alone, no lawyer present, while she's having contractions? Agent Rivera's face goes pale. She's doing the calculation, the liability, the optics. Let them take her to the hospital, Dashiell says quietly. We'll maintain custody there. But he's right, we can't let her deliver here. Another contraction hits. I'm screaming now, can't help it. My daughter's coming fast, too fast. Something's wrong. Severin lifts me. Just picks me up like I weigh nothing, even at 8 months pregnant. If anyone tries to stop us, Casimir shoots first, and we apologize to corpses. Clear? Agent Rivera lowers her weapon. Escort them. Maintain custody, but get her to a hospital now. The ride to Miami General is a blur of pain and sirens. I'm in an ambulance, Severin holding my hand. Federal agents in the vehicle behind us. Every bump in the road is agony. My daughter's not waiting, not following the timeline. She's coming now. Stay with me, Severin keeps saying. Breathe. Look at me. Stay with me. Can it hurts? I know, baby. But you're the strongest person I've ever met. You can do this. The EMT's checking my vitals, looking worried. We need to get her to L&D immediately. This baby's coming whether we're ready or not. Miami General's trauma entrance is chaos. They're wheeling me through corridors, Severin running alongside, still holding my hand. Federal agents trying to keep up. Hospital staff shouting medical jargon I can't process. Then we're in a delivery room. Bright lights. Monitors beeping. A doctor I've never met telling me to push. I can't. You can, Severin says. He's still here. Somehow, despite everything, he's here. One more push. Give me one more. I push. Scream. Feel something tear and shift, and my daughter's cry fills the room. It's a girl, the doctor says. Unnecessary because I knew. I've always known. Born at 7:23 a.m., December 27th. They put her on my chest. Tiny, perfect, covered in vernix and blood and absolutely beautiful. She's got Severin's dark hair, my nose, and lungs that could wake the dead. Vespera, I whisper. Her name's Vespera. Severin's crying. I've never seen him cry. This man who's killed people, built an empire, faced down federal agents undone by his daughter. He touches her head with one finger, reverent. She's perfect, he breathes. You're both perfect. The moment shatters when Dashiell appears in the doorway. He's not supposed to be in here. This is immediate family only, but he's using his badge like a weapon. I need a moment, he says to the medical staff. Alone with Miss Morvan. No. Severin doesn't move from my side. You don't get to be here. You did this. Your interrogation, your stress, you almost killed them both. I need her statement. She just gave birth. The nurse, a woman in her 50s with kind eyes and zero tolerance for nonsense, physically blocks Dashiell. I don't care if you're the president himself. This patient needs recovery time. Come back in 24 hours or don't come back at all. Dashiell looks at me. At Vespera. At Severin's hand covering mine. Something breaks in his expression. I'm sorry, he says. I never meant. But you did, I say quietly. You meant all of it. The raids, the interrogation, the threats. You just didn't mean for me to almost die. That's not love, Dashiell. That's obsession. He leaves without another word. The next hours are a blur of tests and feeding, and the overwhelming reality of being a mother. Vesper is premature 5 weeks early, so they're monitoring her closely. But she's strong. Fighter strong. Cazador strong. Severin hasn't left my side. He's holding Vespera now, walking her around the room, talking to her in Spanish, soft words I can barely hear but feel in my chest. Casimir appears around noon. He looks exhausted. The raids recovered nothing useful. Whatever evidence Dashiell hoped to find, we'd already moved or destroyed. He pauses. But there's something else. The digital evidence from the federal servers, the recordings from those listening devices, they've been erased. How? I ask. We have someone inside. High up. They've been protecting us for months. Casimir looks at Severin. Dashiell's case is falling apart. Without the recordings, without physical evidence from the raids, all he has is circumstantial. He'll keep trying, Severin says. But there's something different in his voice. Relief, maybe. Or hope, maybe. Casimir shrugs. But now he knows we can reach inside his operation. that we have eyes and ears where he thought he was safe. That changes the game. I'm processing this. Someone in federal law enforcement is protecting Severin. Has been all along when the door opens again. Not Dashiell, not medical staff. A man I've never seen before. Older, weathered, with eyes the exact shade of mine. Severin goes rigid. Oberyn, I told you to stay away. And I told you I'd come when my daughter gave birth. The man, Oberyn, looks at me. Hello, Thessaly. I'm your father. The world tilts. My father's been dead for 26 years. Your father's been working for Severin for 18 years. Oberyn steps closer, cautious. And watching you from the shadows because that was the deal. I get to stay near you, make sure you're safe. But I never make contact, never interfere. I look at Severin. You knew? His silence is answer enough. You've been lying to me. My voice cracks. About my father. About how much else? Thessaly. How much else? I'm screaming now. And Vespera starts crying in response. A nurse rushes in. Takes my daughter. Giving me worried looks. Oberyn raises his hands, placating. He was protecting you. From me. From my past. I was deep in the life enforcement. Wet work. Not someone a daughter should know. That wasn't your choice to make. I'm looking at Severin, betrayed all over again. You manipulated my entire life. You kept my father from me. What else have you controlled without telling me? Before Severin can answer, alarms start blaring. Not medical alarms. Security alarms. Casimir's phone erupts. He answers, listens, goes pale. We need to move. Now. Rival family, the Constantine group, they're hitting the hospital. Constantine? I repeat. That's Dashiell's last name. His cousin runs the Russian mob in Miami, Casimir says. This isn't about Dashiell's investigation anymore. This is about eliminating Severin while he's vulnerable. Gunfire echoes from somewhere below us. Screaming. The hospital's lockdown procedures activate. And my daughter, my hours-old daughter, is in a bassinet 3 feet away while a mob war erupts around her. Severin's already moving. Oberyn, take Thessaly and Vespera to the service elevator. Casimir, get our people to the roof. We're airlifting out. I can't walk, I say. I just gave birth. Then I'll carry you both. Severin scoops up Vespera with one arm, helps me stand with the other. Pain shoots through me, but I bite down on it. Oberyn, my father, apparently clears the doorway. The hallway's chaos. Hospital staff evacuating patients. Security guards taking positions. And at the far end, men in tactical gear that definitely aren't federal agents. Go, Oberyn says. He pulls a gun from somewhere. I'll hold them. Dad, the word's foreign on my tongue, but it comes out anyway. He looks at me, smiles. I've been waiting 26 years to hear you call me that. Worth it. Then to Severin. Get them out. I'll find you later. We run. Well, Severin runs. I stumble, clutching his arm, every step agony. Vespera's crying. This thin wail that breaks my heart. Behind us, gunfire erupts. The service elevator's ahead. Casimir's there, holding it open. We pile in. The doors start closing. Through the narrowing gap, I see Oberyn. My father, the man who's been watching me for years. He's firing, taking cover, buying us seconds. Then he's hit. I see the impact. See him go down. No! I'm screaming, trying to get out, but the doors close and we're moving and Severin's holding me back. We can't help him if we're dead, he says, but his voice cracks. The elevator rises. Below us, my father's bleeding, maybe dying, maybe already dead, and I realize this is the cost. This is what loving Severin Cazador means. Everyone around me becomes a target. Everyone I love becomes collateral. Even my daughter. Especially my daughter. The helicopter's waiting on the roof. Private medical chopper Severin keeps one on retainer for exactly these situations. They've converted it into a temporary NICU. Equipment for Vespera. Medical staff who don't ask questions. We're airborne in 90 seconds. I'm watching Miami shrink below us. Watching the hospital where my father just took bullets for us, and I can't process any of it. Oberyn's alive, Casimir says, phone pressed to his ear. Critical but stable. Our people got him out through the basement. He's in surgery now. I should feel relief. Instead, I feel numb. Vespera's in an incubator. Monitors beeping, looking impossibly small. The flight nurse keeps checking her vitals, making notes. She's stable, strong heartbeat, but she needs a proper NICU soon. 2 hours, Severin says. We have a facility in the Keys. Private, secure. Full medical capabilities. Of course he does. Of course Severin has a private hospital in the Florida Keys for exactly this scenario. I'm staring out the window, watching the ocean pass below, when Casimir hands Severin a tablet. You need to see this. Severin reads. His face does something complicated. Then he looks at me. Dashiell's cousin, the one who ordered the hospital attack, he's been arrested. Federal agents raided his compound an hour ago. Dashiell ordered the raid? Dashiell led it personally. Casimir pulls up footage on the tablet. Security camera feed showing Dashiell in tactical gear, breaching doors with federal agents. He found out his cousin was moving against you and moved first. I watched the footage. Watched Dashiell put his own blood in handcuffs. Why would he? Because you almost died in his interrogation room, Severin says quietly. And even Dashiell has lines he won't cross. The helicopter lands at a compound that looks like a resort but functions like a fortress. Armed guards, medical facility, everything we need to disappear. They take Vespera immediately. She needs tests, monitoring, proper NICU care for a premature infant. I want to go with her, but my body's betraying me. Blood loss, trauma, exhaustion. They put me in a bed and I'm asleep before I can protest. I wake up to find Severin sitting next to me, holding my hand. It's dark outside. I've lost time. Vespera? My voice is hoarse. Perfect. Eating. Sleeping. The doctors say she'll be fine. He squeezes my hand. You've been out for 14 hours. 14 hours. I missed 14 hours of my daughter's life. I want to see her. I'll take you. He helps me into a wheelchair, humiliating but necessary, and pushes me through hallways that smell like antiseptic and money. The NICU is small, private, just Vespera and one other infant. She's in an incubator, sleeping, her tiny chest rising and falling. I've never seen anything more beautiful. Can I hold her? The nurse, a kind woman named Rosa, nods. For a little while, they place my daughter in my arms. She's warm, real, mine, and in this moment, nothing else matters. Not Dashiell, not federal investigations, not mob wars, just her. I'm sorry, Severin says quietly. For everything. For your father. For not telling you. His voice cracks. For almost getting you both killed. Why didn't you tell me about Oberon? He's quiet for a long time. Because I thought I was protecting you. He's done terrible things, and I didn't want that poison touching your life. But I was wrong. That wasn't my choice to make. No, I agree. It wasn't. I'll do better. I swear to you. No more secrets. No more decisions without you. We're partners or we're nothing. I look at him. Really look. He means it. Then tell me what's happening. All of it. He takes a breath. Dashiell's case is collapsing. The digital evidence disappeared. The raids turned up nothing actionable. And after he arrested his own cousin for attacking you, his credibility's shot. The federal prosecutors are pulling back. So we won? We survived. He corrects. But Dashiell's not done. He still has his judgeship, his connections, and now he knows exactly how far I'll go to protect you. What does that mean? Casimir appears in the doorway. It means he's here, Dashiell, downstairs, asking to speak with you. My heart stops. How did he find us? He didn't. He was escorted. Under flag of truce. Casimir looks uncomfortable. He says he has information you need to hear. About the attack on the hospital. About who really ordered it. His cousin ordered it. That's what Dashiell wants to talk about. He says it's not that simple. Severin's already shaking his head. No. He doesn't get near her. Near either of them. Actually, I say quietly, I want to hear this. Whatever Dashiell's selling, I want to know. Thessaly. He almost killed me yesterday. And today he arrested his own family to protect me. That doesn't make sense. Unless, I look at Casimir. Unless someone's manipulating him too. 20 minutes later, I'm in a conference room that doubles as an interrogation space. Vespera's back in the NICU. Severin's standing behind me, hand on my shoulder. Casimir's by the door, armed guards outside. Dashiell enters. He looks terrible. Exhausted. Haunted. He sees me and something breaks in his expression. You're okay. No thanks to you. He flinches. Deserved. I need to show you something. He sets a folder on the table. I've been investigating Severin for months, building a case. But 3 days ago, I found something that doesn't fit. He opens the folder. Inside are financial records, transcripts, photos. Someone's been feeding me information. Anonymous tips, always perfectly timed. Always exactly what I needed to justify the next warrant, the next raid. You're saying someone set you up? Severin's voice is skeptical. I'm saying someone used me as a weapon. Dashiell pulls out more documents. The hospital attack? My cousin claims he never ordered it. That he received intel saying you'd be vulnerable. That taking you out would destabilize Severin's organization. But the intel came from inside the federal investigation. From you, I say. From my team. But I never authorized sharing that information. He looks at me, desperate to be believed. Someone on my task force is dirty. Feeding information to rival families. Using my investigation to eliminate Severin's competition and weaken his organization simultaneously. Severin leans forward. Who? I don't know yet. But whoever it is, they've been playing all of us. Me, you, the rival families. Setting us against each other while he pauses, while they position themselves to take over once we've destroyed each other. The implications are staggering. You're saying there's a third player. I'm saying someone's been orchestrating this entire war. And Thessaly, Dashiell's voice drops. They know about Vespera. They know she's your weakness, both of yours. And they're patient enough to wait until you're vulnerable. Casimir's phone buzzes. He checks it, goes pale. Severin, we have a problem. The mole in the federal system, the one who's been protecting us? They just sent a message. What message? I'm sorry. They have my family. I had to give them your location. Casimir looks up. This facility's been compromised. They're coming. Severin's already moving. How long? The message was sent 47 minutes ago. So, the explosion cuts him off. Not close. Outside. But loud enough to shake the building. Now, Casimir finishes. They're here now. Dashiell pulls his weapon. I have federal agents 10 minutes out. We hold until they arrive. Your agents are the ones attacking. Severin snaps. Or did you miss the part where your task force is compromised? Another explosion. Closer. The lights flicker. And somewhere in this building, my newborn daughter is sleeping in a NICU, completely helpless, while an enemy we can't even name comes to take everything. Severin looks at me. I'm going to get Vespera. You stay here. Casimir will protect you. No. I stand, ignoring the pain. We go together. All of us. Or none of us. Thessaly. Together. I repeat. That's what you promised. Partners. He looks at Dashiell. At Casimir. At me. Then nods. Together. He agrees. But if this goes wrong, if we don't make it, we will. I interrupt. Because that's what we do. We survive. The four of us, 2 criminals, a federal judge, and me head toward the NICU while the building burns around us. And I realize this is my life now. This is what choosing Severin Cazador means. War. Always war. But at least we're fighting it together. The NICU's intact. For now. Rosa's already evacuating, wheeling Vespera's incubator toward the service exit. She sees us, and her face floods with relief. They're hitting the east wing, she reports. Security's holding them, but barely. We need to move now. Severin takes control of Vespera's incubator. I'm beside him, one hand on the clear plastic, watching my daughter sleep through her own attempted murder. She's so small, so vulnerable. How do I protect something this fragile in a world this violent? We're moving through corridors when the gunfire gets closer. Not distant anymore. Right outside. Casimir takes point, weapon drawn. Dashiell covers our rear. Severin's in the middle with me and Vespera, and for one surreal moment we're a team. A criminal, a judge, a prosecutor, and a newborn baby, running from an enemy we can't identify. The service exits ahead. 50 feet, 40, 30. The door explodes inward. Not blown up, kicked. And through the smoke walks someone I recognize from the photos in Severin's office. Someone I've seen at family dinners. Someone I trusted. Oberyn. My father. But he's not alone. There are 6 men with him, armed, tactical gear, and Oberyn's pointing a gun directly at Severin. Sorry, boss, he says. His voice is tired. Sad. But they have my daughters. My real daughters. The ones I raised. You understand. The world stops. You? I breathe. You're the mole? I'm a father who made a choice. Oberyn's gun doesn't waver. You or them. My newborn granddaughter or the daughters I've actually known. Not really a choice at all. You were shot, Severin says. At the hospital. I saw squibs, stage blood. Had to make it look real. Oberyn's jaw tightens. I've been feeding information to the Alvarez family for 6 months, setting up this whole thing, and now it ends. They get you, I get my daughters back. And Thessaly, he looks at me. You walk away clean. That's the deal. What deal? I'm shaking. From rage. From betrayal. You kill the father of my child and that's somehow protecting me? The Alvarez family takes over Severin's territory. You and Vespera get witness protection. New identities. New life. Away from all this. His voice cracks. It's the best I could do. Best you could? I can't even finish. You're my father. And they're my daughters. Your half-sisters. They're 22 and 19, and the Alvarez family has them in a warehouse somewhere wired to explode if I don't deliver. He's shouting now. Desperate. What would you do, Thessaly? If someone had Vespera? What line wouldn't you cross? The question hangs there. Terrible. True. There's always another way, Severin says quietly. Give me 24 hours. I'll find your daughters. I'll get them back. They gave me until midnight. It's 11:47. Oberon gestures with his gun. Move away from the incubator, all of you. Casimir raises his weapon. So does Dashiell. Mexican standoff with my daughter in the middle. Nobody needs to die, Dashiell says. His voice has shifted into negotiator mode. Oberon, I can have federal agents raid every Alvarez property in Miami. We'll find your daughters. You have what, 20 agents on call? The Alvarez family owns half the city's PD. You'll raid one warehouse. They'll move my girls to another. By the time you find them, his voice breaks. It'll be too late. Then let me help, I say. Everyone looks at me. I was a federal prosecutor. I know how kidnappings work. Standard protocol is they keep the hostages close to the exchange point. Within 20 minutes. Where's the meeting supposed to happen? Oberon hesitates. Port of Miami, warehouse district. Midnight. Then your daughters are within a 3-mile radius. I look at Casimir. You have people everywhere in this city, right? Eyes on every corner? Most corners, Casimir confirms. Then find them. You have. I check my phone. 10 minutes. Find 2 women. Early 20s. Probably held in a warehouse or commercial building. Go. Casimir's already on his phone, barking orders in 3 languages. Oberon's shaking his head. It won't work. There's not enough time. So you kill us and hope they keep their word? Severin's voice is ice. You've been in this life long enough to know that's not how it works. They'll take what they want and kill your daughters anyway. Loose ends, Oberon. That's all they'll be. The gun wavers, just slightly. You don't know that. I know the Alvarez family. Hector Alvarez doesn't leave witnesses, especially ones who can testify about kidnapping and extortion. Severin steps forward, deliberately blocking the line of fire to Vespera. Let me help. Let me save your daughters. Then we're even. We'll never be even. You kept me from Thessaly for 18 years. Because you asked me to. Severin's control cracks. You came to me broken, haunted by the things you'd done. You said your daughter deserved better than a killer for a father. You begged me to let you watch from a distance, to protect her without touching her life. And I gave you that. You used me, Oberon spits. I employed you. Gave you purpose. Kept you close to your daughter when you could have been in prison or dead. Severin's voice drops. Dangerous. And this is how you repay it? By putting my family in the crossfire? Your family? Oberon laughs, bitter. She's my family. That baby's my blood. And I'm trying to save them from you. By working with the people trying to kill us? I step forward now, next to Severin. Dad, if I can even call you that, you're not saving anyone. You're just choosing which daughters you love more. The words hit him like bullets. His face crumbles. I love you. I've always loved you. But I can't let them die. Then trust me, I say. Trust us. Give us 10 minutes. If Casimir doesn't find them, you can still make your exchange. But if he does, I pause. Then we all walk away. All of us. Your daughters. My daughter. This family you've apparently been part of for 18 years. Oberon looks at me. At Vespera. At the gun in his hand. 8 minutes. That's all you get. Those 8 minutes are the longest of my life. Casimir's coordinating with what sounds like an army. Dashiell's calling in federal assets. Jurisdiction be damned. Severin standing between Oberon's gun and our daughter. Human shield. Ready to die if this goes wrong. And I'm just standing there. Watching my newborn sleep. Wondering if she'll ever know her grandfather. If I'll ever forgive him. If any of us survive the next 8 minutes. Casimir's phone rings. He answers. Listens. His face transforms. We found them. Warehouse on 27th Street. 2 women, mid-20s, tied to chairs. 6 guards outside. It's a trap, Oberon says immediately. Too easy. Or Hector Alvarez is arrogant enough to think you'd never betray him. Severin looks at Casimir. Can you extract them? I have a team 3 blocks away. They can breach in 4 minutes. Do it. Wait. Oberon's gun drops slightly. If you're wrong, if this spooks them, then your daughters die either way, I say bluntly. But if we're right, if we extract them before midnight, then the Alvarez family loses their leverage. You walk away. We all walk away. 4 minutes. Casimir's phone is on speaker. Audio from the tactical team. We hear the approach. The breach. Gunfire. Shouting. Then, hostages secure. Repeat. Hostages secure. 2 women. Alive. Unharmed. We're extracting now. Oberon's gun clatters to the floor. He's on his knees, sobbing. They're alive? My girls are alive? Very, Casimir confirms. And extremely angry about being kidnapped. I'm told one of them disarmed a guard with a chair leg. Despite everything, I laugh. Can't help it. Sounds like a family trait. Oberon looks up at me. I'm sorry. Thessaly, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what else to do. You could have asked for help. I'm crying now too. You could have trusted us. Trusted me. I know. He stands, slowly. I'll leave. Right now. You'll never see me again. That's fair. That's stupid, I interrupt. You're my father. You're Vespera's grandfather. And you just proved you'd burn the world down to save your daughters. My voice cracks. That's exactly what I'd do for her. He stares at me. You'd forgive me? After I put a gun on you? On your baby? I'd forgive you for trying to save your daughters. I look at Severin. The deception, the manipulation, the 18 years of watching from shadows that's going to take longer. Oberon nods. Understands. I'll earn it back, however long it takes. Severin's phone buzzes. He checks it. His entire body goes rigid. We have a bigger problem. The Alvarez family knows we extracted the hostages, and Hector Alvarez just declared open war. Every family under his control is mobilizing against us. Now, how many? Dashiell asks. Enough to make the hospital attack look like a warm-up. Severin looks at me. At Vespera. We need to move. Now. Out of Miami. Out of Florida. Until I can end this. End this how? I demand. His expression answers before his words do. By killing Hector Alvarez. Tonight. Before he kills us. And that's when the building's windows explode inward, and the real war begins. The attack is coordinated. Professional. Windows shattering simultaneously on 3 floors. Smoke grenades turning the corridors into mazes. And through it all, gunfire. So much gunfire. Severin's people are good. They hold the first wave. The second. But the third keeps coming. And I realize Hector Alvarez sent an army. We're trapped in the NICU. Casimir's turned it into a fortress furniture barricading the door. His people taking defensive positions. Vespera's incubator is in the corner, furthest from the windows. She's awake now, crying. That thin newborn wail that tears my heart apart. There's a service tunnel, Oberon says. He's reloaded, back in the fight despite everything. Leads to the beach. We can extract through there. They'll have it covered, Casimir argues. Then we fight through. Severin's voice is cold, calculated. The Mafia boss fully emerged. Oberon, you take point. Casimir, rear guard. Dashiell, I'm staying. Dashiell interrupts. I called in federal reinforcements. They're 10 minutes out. Someone needs to hold this position. You'll die, I say. He looks at me. Really looks. Then I die protecting you. That's... His voice cracks. That's the only thing I've done right in months. Dashiell, go, Thessaly. Take our daughter and go. She's not yours, Severin says, but there's no heat in it. Almost respect. No, Dashiell agrees. But you love her. That makes you better than me. He pulls extra magazines from his jacket, hands them to Casimir. Keep them safe. That's all I ask. The door's buckling. We're out of time. Severin scoops up Vespera's entire incubator monitors. Wires. Everything. Medically insane, but we don't have options. Rosa, the NICU nurse, stays with us, managing the equipment while we run. The service tunnel is exactly as horrible as I imagined. Narrow, dark, water dripping from pipes. But it's empty, for now. We're 50 feet in when the explosion rocks the building above us. Not grenades, something bigger. C4, maybe. The ceiling cracks, raining concrete dust. Move! Oberon's running point. Weapon up. Behind us I hear more gunfire. Dashiell's making his stand. The tunnel opens onto the beach. It's past midnight now, technically December 30th. The ocean's black, waves crashing. There's a boat waiting, not large, fast. Casimir's people are loading equipment, medical supplies, weapons. Severin's still carrying Vespera's incubator, refusing to let anyone else touch her. Where are we going? I ask. Grand Cayman. I have a place there. Secure. Off the grid. He's securing the incubator in the boat's cabin. We stay until this is over. Until you kill Hector Alvarez, you mean? He doesn't deny it. Yes. And then what? Another enemy appears? Another war? I'm exhausted. Bleeding again, the running tore something. When does this end, Severin? When I make it end. He cups my face. Gentle despite the violence surrounding us. I know you're tired. I know this isn't the life you wanted. But I will end this. I will make our world safe for her. By killing people, by protecting my family. His eyes are fierce. Absolute. Whatever it takes. Before I can respond, headlights cut through the darkness. Multiple vehicles, coming fast. Get in the boat! Casimir's already firing. Oberon joins him, covering fire while we escape. Severin lifts me into the boat. I'm next to Vespera, one hand on her incubator. The engine roars to life. That's when I see him. Dashiell, stumbling onto the beach, bleeding from multiple wounds. He's pursued by 6 men in tactical gear. Go, he shouts at us. Go now. Severin's hand is on the throttle. He's going to leave Dashiell to die. Wait, I say. Thessaly. He saved us. Multiple times. He stayed behind so we could escape. I meet Severin's eyes. We don't leave him. He's a federal judge who's been trying to destroy me for months. And he's a man who loves me enough to die for my daughter. My hand covers Severin's on the throttle. Please. Severin looks at Dashiell. At the men pursuing him. At the impossible calculation of saving an enemy. Then he makes a choice. Casimir, Oberon, extract the judge. They're moving before he finishes. Professional, efficient, providing covering fire while Dashiell runs. He's slow, injured, not going to make it. Oberon reaches him first. Physically lifts him, carrying him the last 20 feet. They're at the boat when one of the pursuing men gets a clear shot. The bullet hits Oberon in the back. He stumbles but doesn't drop Dashiell. Keeps moving. Gets him to the boat. Dad! I'm screaming, reaching for him. Oberon shoves Dashiell into the boat. Looks at me. Smiles. Take care of my granddaughter. No. Get in the boat. You can. Another bullet. This one finds his chest. He goes down. Severin hits the throttle. The boat surges forward. I'm screaming, trying to jump out, but Casimir holds me back. He's gone, Casimir says gently. He bought us time. Don't waste it. I watch my father, the man I just met, the man who betrayed us, the man who saved us, bleeding out on a Miami beach while we escape. The ride to Grand Cayman is eternal. Rosa manages to keep Vespera stable. Dashiell's in shock, blood loss, but alive. And I'm sitting there, numb, processing that I've lost my father twice now. Severin's place in Grand Cayman is exactly what I expected. Fortress disguised as paradise. High walls, armed guards, medical facility where they immediately take Dashiell and Vespera. It's 4 a.m., December 30th, when I finally get to hold my daughter again, properly, without running, without gunfire, just me and her, and the weight of what we've survived. Severin finds me in the nursery. He's cleaned up, changed clothes, but the exhaustion shows. Oberon didn't make it, he says quietly. Casimir confirmed. He died on that beach. I nod. Can't speak. I'm sorry. I know you'd just found him. He died saving Dashiell, the man investigating you. The ironies. I laugh, broken. It's almost funny. Severin sits next to me. Dashiell's stable. He'll recover. And he's agreed to close the investigation. Recuse himself. Resign from the bench if necessary. Because you threatened him? Because he realized he'd become the thing he hated. He weaponized the law for personal reasons and good people died. Severin pauses. He asked to see you. To apologize. No pressure, you don't have to. I'll see him. Later. When I can breathe without crying, we sit in silence. Vespera sleeps between us. Outside, the sun's rising. New day, new year approaching, new life. I'm going after Hector Alvarez, Severin finally says. Tonight, New Year's Eve, he's hosting a party. Public, crowded. He won't expect an attack. You'll die. Maybe. Or I'll end this war and we can finally have peace. Or you'll start a bigger war and we'll spend Vespera's childhood running. He doesn't have an answer for that. I want out, I say. The words surprise me, but they're true. Not out of us. Out of this. The violence. The wars. The constant fear. Thessaly, I want to raise our daughter somewhere safe. I want her to know her father is more than a killer. My voice breaks. I want what we should have had. What Oberon should have had with me. An actual family. I don't know how to be that, Severin admits. I don't know how to walk away from the life, from the empire, from everything I've built. Then learn. I take his hand. Or lose us. Those are your choices. He's quiet for a long time. Then, if I go after Hector, I'll need an exit strategy. A way to make this the last war. The final move. What kind of move? The kind where I dismantle my own organization, liquidate assets, pay off debts, and disappear. He looks at me. With you, with Vespera, somewhere no one will find us. You'd give up everything? Everything except you. His hand covers mine on Vespera's incubator. That's the only thing that matters anymore. It's New Year's Eve. Severin's gone off to end Hector Alvarez and the war. Casimir's with him. Half his organization. A calculated strike meant to change everything. I'm in Grand Cayman with Vespera, Rosa, and surprisingly, Dashiell. He's recovering. Mobile. We're sitting on the terrace watching the sun set over the Caribbean. I'm sorry, he says, for the 100th time, for everything, for using the law as a weapon, I know. I cut him off gently. And I forgive you. Mostly. Eventually. He smiles, sad. That's more than I deserve. Probably. I adjust Vespera in my arms. She's gaining weight, getting stronger. What will you do? After? Resign, like I told Severin. Maybe teach law. Maybe just, he pauses, disappear. Start over somewhere no one knows, Judge Dashiell Constantine. That sounds lonely. That sounds like penance. He looks at me. I loved you. I still love you. But I loved my ambition more, and that's something I'll regret forever. Good, I say. Not cruel, honest. You should. My phone rings. Severin. I answer, hands shaking. It's done, he says. He sounds exhausted. Hector's dead. His lieutenants are scattered. The Alvarez family's finished. Are you okay? Alive, whole, coming home to you. He pauses. And Thessaly? I meant what I said. I'm out. We're out. After I settle things here, we disappear. New identities. New life. Just us. I'm crying. Can't help it. When? 3 days. Maybe 4. I need to dismantle things properly. Make sure there's no blowback. And then, his voice cracks. Then I'm just Severin. Not a boss. Not a criminal. Just your husband. Vespera's father. If you'll still have me, I'll have you, I whisper. Always. The call ends. I'm holding Vespera, watching the sun set, imagining a life without wars, without violence, with just us. Dashiell stands. I should go. Give you privacy. Wait. I stop him. Thank you. For staying behind. For saving us. I struggle to find words. For finally putting someone else first. He nods. Understands. Take care of her, Thessaly. Take care of both of them. I will. He leaves. And I'm alone with my daughter on New Year's Eve, waiting for her father to come home from his last war. 3 days later, Severin returns. He's different. Lighter. The weight of the empire lifted. We spend 48 hours settling things, lawyers, documents, bank transfers, erasing Severin Cazador and creating someone new. By January 5th, we're gone. New passports, new names, new life in a country I won't name, in a city that doesn't care about Miami's underworld. Vespera grows, thrives. She'll never know her grandfather Oberon, but I tell her stories. About the man who watched from shadows, who died saving strangers because that's what family does. Dashiell sends a postcard 6 months later. No return address. Just, found peace. Hope you did too. I did. We did. But late at night, when Vespera's sleeping and Severin's holding me, I sometimes wonder about the cost. About Oberon. About the people who died so we could have this peace. Was it worth it? I ask Severin one night. He's quiet for a long time. Then, ask me in 20 years, when Vespera's grown and safe and happy, when she doesn't know what it means to run, when she's never heard gunfire or seen her father kill, and if she asks about our past, then we tell her the truth. He kisses my forehead. That we survived. That we chose love over power. that we became something better than what we were. And if she doesn't believe us, then we show her. He smiles. Every single day. For the rest of our lives. Outside, the world keeps turning. In Miami, someone else runs the underworld now. Someone else fights the wars. Someone else makes the terrible choices. But here, in our unnamed city, we're just a family. Imperfect. Scarred. But ours. Thessaly Morvan Cazador became a wife and mother that year. She also became something else, the woman who could make a mafia boss kneel, who could walk away from power, who could choose peace over everything. And in that world, the world of organized crime and violence and endless wars, that kind of choice doesn't make you weak. It makes you untouchable. Or maybe, just maybe, it makes you free. But freedom has a cost. Always. And somewhere, on a secure server in a country that doesn't extradite, there's footage. A wedding. A hospital. A woman holding a newborn while a criminal empire burns. A mysterious figure watches that footage. Studies Thessaly's face, Severin's vulnerability, Vespera's existence, and they smile. Because in this world, there's always someone waiting. Someone patient. Someone who sees weakness and calls it opportunity. The last frame freezes on Vespera's face, and beneath it, handwritten notes. Severin's weakness. Leverage for future use. Monitor and wait. The screen goes dark, but the threat remains. Because that's the truth about choosing this life. Even when you try to leave it, it never really lets you go. If you loved this story, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment telling me what you think happens next. Does the mysterious threat find them? Does Vespera grow up safe? Your engagement helps me bring you more intense mafia romance stories like this one. See you in the next video.